So I hear a lot of people saying that Yu-Gi-Oh is going downhill because there are way too many overpowered generic splashable engines and that it takes away from deck building. Even though I somewhat disagree with the statement, I can actually understand where people are coming from. Not too long ago, we still had to deal with Anaconda always sending Fusion Destiny or Red Ice Fusion, and then after that we had to deal with the Brave Token engine being splashed in quite literally almost every single deck. And now seeing the Punk engine being that overpowered with one single emergency teleport getting you access to Chaos Ruler, Needle Fiber, even getting you access to Dagda and Scythe if you really want to, being able to abuse the Splight engine to always get a double Toad negate, and of course we're about to see the new Xatula Fenrir and the new Bisted monsters being abused in almost every single deck very soon, so that's also something. So because of the fact that so many decks play a lot of cards in common, people have the impression that deck building has gotten worse over time as a result. I think that's a relatively fair assessment of the situation, even though once again, I don't necessarily agree with it. It can be argued that sometimes splashable engines can be very fair and healthy because all they really do is just invigorate rogue decks or casual decks, whatever, that people don't really have a problem with. For example, the Plunder Patrol strategy is definitely good, but it's nowhere near degenerate, so once it got the Brave Token engine, it was much better, but at the same time, definitely not unfair. So again, even though it is one of those decks that's playing literally the exact same cards that everybody else is playing, nobody was really complaining because at least it was fair. And I don't believe I've ever heard a single player complain about Blue Eyes being able to splash the Punk engine to abuse Chaos Ruler either. So the main takeaway here is the fact that people aren't really necessarily frustrated about the splashable engines, but rather the fact that they make already good decks even better, and that's where it becomes a little unfair. So the real question is the real problem the splashable engines themselves or the power level of decks nowadays? I even want to say that to a certain extent, splashable engines can make deck building way more fun and exciting because it just gives you more options and it makes it so that your deck can do way more than it used to. It can also be argued that some of the cards that make up those broken engines could have had archetype locked so that if you add restrictions to them, they become fair, and even though they're still really good in their own decks, at least they're only utilizable in their own decks. So for example, if you use the effect of Xiamen to search something, you can only summon Punk monsters for the rest of the turn, or activate psychic effects or whatever. But then again, giving a little boost to casual decks can definitely make a lot of players happy. People just don't really see that aspect of things. But what do you guys think about splashable engines? Do you think they should cease to exist? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.